Ladies and gentlemen, sublimely elegant here as always, and welcome back to the Doom Builder 2 tutorials. In this episode we're going to be doing an outside area. Fairly simple, not too difficult at all. I'm going to make a small sector here to branch out to the outside area, and then we're just going to make a strange looking sector. Now typically you want the rock face part of the walls. If you do that, it all depends on your style. We want the rock face to be fairly natural looking. I usually hold shift and give it full free flow, and then just kind of curve the mouse and click periodically, and that seems to give a fairly nice design. And then do the same one more time, 64 or so beyond it, and that will be for the very back. Just like that. Then we're going to go ahead and head out to 3D mode and check out what we've made. So we've got these sectors here. We're going to want to make this a bit higher. I'm going to lower this by 1, and then we're going to raise this up to about here. Raise that all the way up as well. Alright, so we've got that figured out. Now we're going to want to do some texture work. So for this we're going to be doing the rock face textures, rock 4 and rock 5. I usually use the brighter rock for the front section, and again you can hold shift and then paste it to paste along all unmade textures, and then use the A key if you didn't rebind it, or Z to auto align, which will make the texture look smooth. It will make it repeat properly. And then for the top of this, you're going to be using our rock 3 or another rock variant. It doesn't matter too much, you shouldn't be able to see it. In fact, we can raise it up a little bit higher. And then for the back one, we're going to be using the R-Rock 5 because it's a little more washed out. Now, if you do it to this one, it's going to copy over, it'll paste all over all of these and will leak inside. The way you can stop that is just quickly change the textures in the inside here, and we can do that just for good measure. And now I can be able to copy it, and it's gonna run over to here, which is okay because we could deal with that easy enough, but it would have leaked inside and changed all of these walls, and that would have been a bitch to take care of, so do keep that in mind. And then we will auto align that as well. Now this is part of the building, so we're going to flatten it out again, just like that. So the outside will be on these two textures here, and we're going to change these to a brick that looks a little bit more sturdy from the outside, something like R-Rock 14. Yeah, that looks fairly nice. And then we'll use that for the outside wall of the building. Auto align it, of course, to your preferred setting. So now we've got outside area, but it's not quite outside. It still has a wooden roof, and the floor is very much fabricated. So how would we go about fixing that? Well, simple texture work, really. You want to go to your outdoors and use grass 1 or grass 2. There's a couple other variants of grass called R-Rock 19 and 20, and then there's many outside textures that you can use. So there we've got a grass, and then for the top you're going to look up for F in the search or enter a flat name, and that will bring up F-Sky 1, which looks like shit now, yes, but trust me, it's outside. And that's it. This room is outside. We can go ahead and play test it. Not fairly difficult to do. Alright, so we're back in our tutorial level. We have our door. We have our ID tagged switch, and we have outside. We can go outside of the tutorial room now and have big open space. Now, to go even further, instead of it just being an empty area, the reason we have this setup is so that we can give it a nice design so that it's appealing. We're going to want to first change the brightness all the way up to 255. This makes it feel more bright than inside, whether it's 192 or 208. It's brighter. It's bright enough that you'd be able to slightly tell in game, so it's an important little detail. You cannot underestimate the lighting in a level. So we've gotten it brightened. Now let's go ahead and add some stuff. Go ahead and right click with the things mode and make a thing, and we're going to go to obstacles, and that will give us trees. Gray tree, large brown tree. Those are the two tree types you can use. You could also use some other decoration items if you like, or barrels and such outside. Barrels are usually a fairly good place to put things outside, because where else would you keep toxic barrels full of waste? Outside seems like a fairly good place. Alright, so we're going to get a couple large brown trees, and you'll notice that the things are actually represented in their actual size by just making it simply larger. So this allows you to make sure that you don't have things clipping out of the level. Even a little bit like that can make it wonky. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. Now there's not much open space, so we're just going to do a third large tree, and then we'll do a smaller gray tree here and there. And if you click and then drag it, that's how you can stop the window from popping up. And then we're going to put some up here as well. Oh. And then we can probably do one more large tree up here, and then we're going to do one more thing, and that is stalagmites. So we're just going to place some stalagmites every now and again. Just like that. Let's go ahead and play test it and see what we're looking like now. It should look a lot nicer, if not maybe a little overpopulated. But yeah, now it looks like there's actual stuff outside, and you know, there's things to look at. It looks like a proper outside area. I might have put in too much. In fact, I can almost say for a fact I've put in too much, but just use that keep that in mind when you're doing your own outside areas. And you're probably going to have an outside area far larger than this, but I mean, this is the basics of it. So thank you for watching. Have a nice day.